London's Yuri Poole is coming home to celebrate the 10th anniversary of his band, the McCartney Years, with 2 shows at Aeolian Hall at the end of November. Today, the band plays about 82 shows a year around the world, playing songs from Paul McCartney's solo career with a sprinkling of Beatles classics. In fact, the Beatles were at the genesis of Poole's musical awakening as a young boy in Holland.
I mean, I got inspired to do music because of the Beatles. They were my first love, and I can imagine they'll be my last.
Poole got his first gig playing Paul in a tribute band called the Cavern Beatles in England.
I did see the bootleg Beatles just about a month before that, and I thought it was great. And I told myself, well, there's one thing I'll never do is, dress up in suits and wigs and do that. I love the Beatles, but I can't do that. And then obviously, I had to sort of go back on that.
In 2006, Poole moved to Toronto, trying to start his own band playing McCartney's music, but had no success.
So I was sort of in limbo, didn't know what to do. And one night called a friend in London and said, I'm just so bogged down. I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing. I'm out of money. I just don't know where I'm going. And they said, well, why don't you come to London and stay with us for a couple of weeks and clear your mind?
Once in London, he started attending jams at the London Music Club, where he met musicians who shared his interest in McCartney's music.
And I dropped sort of the idea onto them. It's like, what I think would be great is to start a band that plays McCartney's material from the Beatles to Wings, and they were really open to it.
5 years later, Poole took a break and decided to remake the band with a new direction.
So I spoke to this guy from the hard rock chain and said, what you should do, you should find a direction, get all the dress codes, get all the clothing, all the instruments, and make it look like something, find an era or something. And I've always been a big fan of Wings Over America. I love that album, I love the energy, and as a fan myself, I knew that time McCartney was at the top of his game. He was touring, he was famous.
In 2009, Poole decided to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Beatles' rooftop concert with a concert of his own on Dundas Street in London. At the time, Poole thought the concert would only draw a couple hundred fans.
As I got higher and higher up the stairs, I could hear the crowd. I could hear the crowd bigger and bigger and bigger. And as I walked into the roof, I could see across the street the library, and the entire facade of the library is glass. And there's people standing behind the glass. So by that time, I knew something was up. And I walked into the roof with the other guys, and I remember popping my head over the edge. And all I could see were people. And later I was told there are about 2,500, 3,000 people on the street. I think the word is still out how many people there were. But yeah, they had shut down Dundas Street, rerouted buses. And we just looked at each other, let's go.
Fast forward to today, and Poole is now a married man enjoying some domestic bliss with his wife Jennifer, who also sings in the band, and their newborn daughter Fina.
And she's amazing. She's amazing as a performer, as a singer, and as a wife. And I couldn't be more happier.
The McCartney Years 10th anniversary show will be on November 24th and 25th at Aeolian Hall, where it all started. For Post Media Network, this is Maurice Lamont.